So after recording that last video, I actually installed Sidequest into the Quest. Can't do it from my computer, unfortunately. I'm still running Windows 7 and it just does not agree with Windows 7 apparently. Minimum is Windows 10. Unfortunately, my specs are unable to allow me to upgrade to Windows 10 without risking losing a lot of material from my computer, which I generally use for work. So really my only option is to basically wait until I can afford to upgrade to a new computer. Currently it's a laptop, so maybe I'll get a desktop that's, nothing major, just something that I can actually have the most up-to-date operating system so that I can kind of do these things. I wouldn't really look for a gaming computer or anything that I can do stuff like that, because quite frankly, I don't know where I'm going with this, or if this is just going to be more than a hobby or just something I do once in a while. But with all that said, I did get the side quest, and while I did the side quest, I found some stuff from Sidequest. One of the things I found was a new home environment. Well, I say new, a different home environment that's inspired by Silent Hill. Specifically, I think it's Silent Hill 2, which is not a game I played, but it does exist. So I downloaded it. It was free. And I kind of, jumped in and saw it, and I immediately thought, wow, all they have to do, again, is remake Silent Hill, so that it looks more like this. And yes, I forgot to grab my controllers after starting the video. So that it at least looks like this. It doesn't have to be the original Silent Hill, like, the way everything was just a bunch of polygons and really sharp shapes. But whatever the Quest can handle, I would say. Redo that and then just kind of build that world, and I would absolutely love that. So let me see if I can, let me pick up my controllers. How about we do that? There we go. Okay, so let's jump into this. Now I saw a few, but the only two that I downloaded just to start with was the Cathedral and what it says observation deck. So let's jump into the Cathedral real quick. So this is it. Now again, I never played Silent Hill 2. I played 1 and I think I played 3. And I do recall, this is kind of how it looks. This is probably a little bit better than what Silent Hill 1 was. It was very rough. It was on the original PlayStation. This, they could probably do better. I understand, that they did this because they wanted to match what Silent Hill 2 actually looked like. But just look around for a second and just imagine an actual Silent Hill game. For me, I would prefer the first one, where you're in this environment. Frankly, I feel like this is too bright, actually. It would probably need to be darker. Now, you can only go to so many points on here, it seems. But I'm in a larger room, so I can kind of walk around a little bit. Now let's get my bearings here. There we go. Let's turn around. Okay, there. So let's just look at some things here. Now up close, it doesn't look too clear. And if this is maybe PlayStation 2, I would say. quality. I honestly can't remember. But yeah, this is what you would expect. The closer you got to the image, the less defined it was. But still, just imagine walking around in a Silent Hill game like this. Let's turn around again. Let's move over here. There we go. Now let's see what's beyond this door. Kind of close to my wall, but I think I can make it. Oh, nothing. That's kind of disappointing. Now, the funny thing would have been to animate some kind of scary face roughly around where your face would be, so when someone like me gets curious and decides to poke through, they're met with a scary face and, you know, get scared. Okay, let's move this way so I can see what's on that side. But just imagine that. Imagine this a little darker. You know, on the outside it's that mist from the first game where you're only seeing about 5 feet in front of you at best, and it's just darkness all around, and you see this building that you can enter, and you know, I guess this would be your sanctuary from at least being out there. And you kind of run in and you come into this just a little darker. That would be amazing to me. Alright, let's kind of navigate a little bit here. I need to turn around again. Okay. Now, let's see what's through that door, if anything. Okay, there's a little bit more. Not much though. So was this supposed to be the outside, or is it just another part of the inside? Okay, let's reacclimate. There we go. Ooh. It's a little bit tricky kind of walking through this, because I'm trying to walk the length of this free space that I have, and that does include like a little hallway. Okay. What am I hearing? Is that in the game or outside the game? Well, if you don't hear it, or is that just in my head? Am I just imagining things? I thought I heard like almost like a whistling sound, followed by like a, I don't know, like some kind of audible, like not a wince. What would you call that? Like somebody making a weird sound, like a surprise sound. Nothing verbal, like actual words, but I thought I heard that. See, this is what I was talking about Silent Hill. They don't actually have to, or they didn't have to put a lot of things into it, because most of it you did yourself with your imagination. Now, I just remembered something about Silent Hill that had me freaked out the most. That air raid siren. So that was what let you know that the world was about to change. And I actually forgot about that. That would be something if they had put it in this environment. I don't know if that's a recurring theme in the other games though. But I remember that thing used to freak me out, because out of nowhere you would hear that air raid siren, and you knew that within a few seconds the whole world was gonna turn into hell, and it was gonna be even worse than what you already were experiencing. Now, let's see, can I go a little bit further? Whenever the level changes in the environment, it always throws me off a little bit. Okay. Now, let's walk through here. That was creepy. Okay, let's turn around again. Now, forgive me if I'm turning my head too fast. I keep forgetting about that. But if I turn my head too fast, you start to see these weird little black bars on the side. This flame looks pretty good. I mean, if you look really close, you see that it's like an image, a flat image this way and a flat image this way, imposed on each other. But still, it looks good. That cup is really tiny. But this, this is something I would like to see as a real full game. Don't know if it'll ever happen. I know that there are PC versions of this where they kind of bring it in. It's not meant for it, but they do some kind of modification. But unfortunately, I don't have a PC that can handle that stuff. And frankly, I would just want to see a native version of it. Just, have someone actually make it from scratch for the Quest would be nice, because then it wouldn't be too much to deal with. But they really wouldn't need to do much. Again, if they go back to the original, where because of the limitations, they came up with that whole fog mist thing where you didn't see too far ahead of you. So they didn't have to actually have all that animated and rendered to, save the processing power and all that. Then they could easily, I would think, easily recreate that in virtual reality. The only problem, I think, is getting the rights to do it, because I don't think the original creator or developer wants to even touch it anymore. Kind of a shame. But yeah, just wanted you guys to see that as well, since I found that they do have this. Now, let's take a quick look at the other one. So this is supposed to be from the second Silent Hill, which, as I said, I never played. Everything's kind of flat and boxy. Still looks good though. Now, this actually makes me think, at least that makes me think of another game that I played. What was it called? It was a zombie survival game for Xbox 360. It was a third-person one where you controlled these you control these different characters. Can't remember what it was called now. Hopefully I'll remember to look it up, and I'll just put the name on the bottom of the video somewhere. But that was another enjoyable game, and it took place in first it took place in a wooded area, and then you ended up in a town, and some of the buildings in the wooded area looked like that. That would make another amazing game, I think, to turn into, maybe turn it into a first person. That would be great. Of course, another game that I would love to see, which some people like, some people don't, or some people liked when it came out and some people didn't, was the whole Dead Island setup. Dead Island, and followed by Dead Island Riptide. I thoroughly enjoyed that game on Xbox 360. I thought it had a fairly decent story. The gameplay was great. The views were amazing because it was on a tropical island. That could be a whole nother thing. But now I'm just going off on a tangent. I don't see any fog, unless it's just that in the distance. And frankly, if this was, from what I remember, a Silent Hill, at least the first one, that's what you would see. You would see this wouldn't be much darker. You wouldn't be able to see too far ahead, and it would just be covered in mist. And I think that was the best part of that game. That's what gave it everything that all of its value, I would say, was the fact that if you're standing here, you can only see so far in front of you, and it's very easy to get lost. So you constantly have to use that map, and then kind of navigate based on where you were within the world and the map. They could always take the map part out so that you would have to look at a location and see, okay, that is this part of the map. That'd be great. But again, I think I'm talking about things that'll probably never happen, unfortunately. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to share with you. So there it is.